I'm Craig Stagner with the Spfld Demize. Tonight, the Demize hosted the Illinois Piasa, and not unlike last week when the St. Louis Fire, or Illinois Fire were in, tonight's game was exciting to say the very least. I'm pleasured to have here with me tonight Matt Bray. Matt, this game tonight, you came in against a team that was 3-0. They were undefeated. They were one of only 2 undefeated teams. So it was a tough game coming into it. Tell me a little bit about how you felt going into this big game.
Well, coming in, playing indoor for the first time in quite a while, you get those butterflies, but that comes in with most games. They're keeping score at least. We like to get out there and be competitive, and the team that we were up against, they had a good defense. They like to sit in and play deep, and that was tough for us to figure out at the beginning, and then we kind of figured it out. The more the game went along, the refs, we got some fouls going against us early, so we had to watch how we were defending as well. But I think after a while, we figured it out.
Matter of fact, right off, it was a 2-0 lead for Piasa, which is a position, quite frankly, the team hasn't been in at home without having outscored opponents so far going into this game, I believe 32-14. So to be down 2-0 was kind of an unusual place for us. Then Kaleb scores with 6:30 left in the second quarter. Going to halftime, the score is 3-1. That's a big hill to climb against a team that's undefeated. What did you guys talk about at halftime about changing for the second half?
We didn't really talk about changing much. We talked about sticking to it, and our opportunities were coming. We were just unfortunate to find the net early on, and we knew what we were doing was working. It was just a matter of time, and like you said, Kaleb found himself around the net and pulled it in.
Second half comes along, and it's a completely different game. Power play for both teams. Both teams have some power plays. Was able to squash neither. Piasa wasn't able to capitalize on their power play, which was big. 2 minutes, shorthanded, and they're able to defensively hold them. That's when, like I say, the third quarter started. You scored with 6:50 left. Tell us about what it's like to score for the first time indoor in quite a long time. How'd you feel?
It's just good to get it off, get off your back, and just get things rolling again, especially when our team needed one. You could kind of tell the tides were turning for us. They've been working against the grain for quite a while during the game. And it's just, things start connecting. We get the first, we get the second, and then things start rolling. So it's really just a confidence booster. It feels good.
Right. 3-1 is oftentimes said to be one of the most dangerous leads you can have, because here they set at 3-1, which feels fairly comfortable. Demize, you score. It's now a 1-goal game. And then Kaleb scores again. Now we're looking at a 3-3 game. And then a little back and forth. Fourth quarter, just like last week, things start to get heated. The emotions are starting to get there. The ebb and flow of it's going. But more importantly, you all are finding your rhythm. Right. You score again in the fourth quarter. Your second goal of the game. At that point, Kaleb scored 2, you've scored 2. It's a tied game. That's with 8:40 left. That's a lot of time indoor.
Right.
What was you thinking when you scored there and the team?
Really, we weren't going to change anything we were doing. We were having a lot of success. I believe they scored. They just tied it up after we took the lead. So it's kind of, you guys got to stay to it the whole time. And it's all about just keeping that throughout, no matter how the game changes and the flow of the game.
Right. Matter of fact, it was a 30-second lead.
Right.
After that much game time, all of a sudden you finally have the goal in the lead, and 30 seconds later it's right back tied up.
Yeah.
Then with 4:35 left, you strike your third goal of the game. From there, that last 4.5 minutes was as exciting as last week. And quite actually, most of the action happened after the game. I believe there was ejections, there was fouls, there was all sorts of activity after the game.
Yeah.
What was that about? Was it just the culmination of a team that was undefeated, losing?
Yeah, obviously they're not used to losing and they don't like it, and we took one from them, it felt like to them, but we grinded the whole game and we dug one out. And so that's got to be they got to feel gutted after that. So.
Right, it's a long trip. Right, it's a long trip. They drive 3.5 hours to come down here, have a pretty comfortable lead, and then it's no slight on yourself or Kaleb, but quite likely they're looking at your Alfredo, they're looking at Eric Martin, they're looking at the guys who have been the big goal scorers. They're shut out, and if you tell a team that's undefeated that they're going to hold Eric Martin and Alfredo Quesada and Gerard to no goals, they're going to say, we'll take that every time. Problem is, you and Kaleb score 5 goals and win the game. So
it's funny how it works. I mean, they're all great players. I played with all of them for quite some time, and I think they're all really unselfish as well. They're scorers, but they like to dish it off as well. And Kaleb and I just found ourselves in good spots, and we're just fortunate to be there. I mean, it's a good team win, and I think we held ourselves together long enough to fight off the emotions, which we saw at the end, and I think that we had a good squad and we put it together at the end, and that's what it's about.
Well, Matt, it was a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure.
Congratulations tonight on a big game. Now the next game is going to be, these are all road games after this.
Yes, sir.
So good luck on the future road games. I'm going to have joining me now is I'm going to bring on Kaleb Romero. Kaleb, if you can come in and join us. Congratulations on a big night. You and Matt were the big stars tonight. Tell us a little bit about your side of it. First half, you're the only one who scores. How did it feel this game tonight compared to previous games?
It felt good. It was different because we had a lot of new guys that played with us today from Missouri State that we've never played with. So we were kind of learning as we were going how each other played, especially indoors, because I know a lot of the guys haven't played at this high of a level indoors. So after we finally started clicking and we put one in the net, kind of felt like we were going to start rolling from there.
Right. And you get this many players, and when you haven't played together, it's kind of like fitting you, your family, and your cousins in a small car to take a long road trip, because that many players in a small area, the chemistry has to be there or you're running into each other. And you can kind of feel it. I mean, 1 goal in the first half, but clearly the second half was where he turned it on. What kind of adjustments did you feel like that the team made offensively, or was it just those near misses started finding their way?
Yeah, I think we had opportunities throughout the whole game. Just the second half we started finding the back of the net rather than the keeper.
Do you feel like that the emotions that Piasa had was starting to work to their detriment, that it was working against them?
Yeah, they started fighting with themselves as long as getting upset with what was going on during the game, and they took their minds off of the game, which is when we came in and put them under.
Again, it felt like that from the coaching staff, from my position over on this side of the field between the coaching boxes, the coaches were upset. There was a lot of anger. There was the players they kept claiming that their team was getting tired, that clearly emotionally they were starting to be spent, focusing again, like you say, on the referees and on fouls, when the whole time you were clawing your way back. What was it like to have it, as I said to Kaleb, when your guys like Alfredo and Eric Martin go scoreless, for you and Matt to carry the load tonight? How does that feel?
It feels good. I wouldn't say that we carried the load. It was a full team effort. We just ended up putting the goals in the back of the net. We were at the right place at the right time, but we all came together as a team and finished the game together.
Well, that's indicative of your selfless play, to say that it wasn't you and Matt that carried the team when all 5 goals were the 2 of you. So yeah, it was a team effort, but clearly you two carried the load for the team tonight, were the difference makers. It was a great game, a great performance, and another great home season. Fans, we'd like to thank you for all the games that you've been to this year. We thank you for all the views on YouTube. We ask that you keep watching us. There's more exciting things to come. The outdoor season will be here before long. It's just been an honor to be here in front of you all, and I know I speak for the entire ownership and the coaching staff and everybody that helps make this possible, and especially the players, to say thank you, because without you we wouldn't have any ability or reason to be here. So we thank you for your support, and we look forward to seeing you in the outdoor season. And Kaleb, congratulations on a big win tonight. It was a pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
Woo! Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
They're coming to get you. They're coming to get you.